Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to the podcast that we still need
We're
to
so excited
name.
for today's episode. Yes, that we still
Yes,
need to name. But Cat and Cass has a good ring to it already, so.
an amazing ring. And last night I could hardly sleep because I was so excited to film this.
We're going to talk about Caroline Polachek's album, Desire I Want to Turn Into You.
I wanna turn into you. Just the best. The best, the
So
best, the best.
good. Yeah.
If you've never heard it, let us put you on. If you're a stan, hopefully we can give you some new information and takes that maybe you've never thought about. But yeah, this album came out 2023, Valentine's Day.
Was Valentine's Day a Friday that year, or did she just choose to have it?
No, I think Valentine's Day was like a Tuesday. So if you've never heard of Caroline Polachek, she is just a majestic, kind of like otherworldly being. Um, my favorite fact about her is like the Wikipedia for midriff is her picture.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt to say that Cass has their midriff out today
Oh my god,
in
yeah,
honor
should I show
of.
the pod?
If you want to, no pressure. Just know it's there.
There it is. No, I wore it on purpose. So she goes to Boulder, University of Colorado, Boulder, forms a band with this guy named Aaron Fenning, and they move to Brooklyn after they graduate, and they have this song called Bruises, which gets picked up in an iPod Nano commercial. Do you know what I'm talking about, Kat?
No, I have no
Oh my
idea.
god. Let me play a little clip of this song.
I tried to do handstands for you. I tried to do handstands for you. Every time I fell on you, yeah. Every time I fall.
Isn't it so cute? It's so
Yeah,
interesting. Like,
that's-
it's so Caroline. It's so, like, and even just the fact that it was in an iPod Nano commercial, like, it's so, like, time stamped as, like, 2009, which I love. And so, Chairlift, like, gets signed with Columbia. They're opening for The Killers, Phoenix, Gautier, James Blake, like, big names, nonstop. But then my favorite things that Caroline does, maybe ever, is she releases her first solo project called Arcadia in 2014 under the alias Ramona Lisa Icon.
Ooh.
And she writes a song for Beyonce's self-titled called No Angel, which is also a crazy song. This is like before she has like her Arcadia album under Ramona Lisa, but she's never released music under her own name. Even in 2017, after Chairlift has already broken up, she writes an album called Drawing the Target Around the Arrow under the alias CEP, like her initials. And it's an ambient album made entirely of sine waves. Like the purest thing
Wow.
of sound you can use. And I've listened to a bunch of interviews with her, and she's like obsessed with ambient music. But she doesn't really like make it as much because she thinks it's like the commercial language right now. She's like, now ambient music sounds like you're in the Virgin Airport lounge. So then we're finally getting to Caroline solo. It's 2019, 5 weeks before she drops her first album, like under her own name, Pang. Her label drops her. And she said it was the best thing that ever happened to her because now she has like full independence of her music and her process and her vision and everything. Pang comes out. It does super well critically. And then obviously COVID happens and everything changes. And she starts writing the two songs that will kind of be like the connecting dots for the whole album, which are Bunny is a Rider and Smoke, which I think is so
Or were those the ones she
crazy.
wrote first?
Yeah, which one did she
Interesting.
write first? Tell the people.
Oh, I don't know. I was
She
just
wrote,
wondering.
oh, well, the actual answer is Welcome to My Island. She writes Welcome to
Oh,
My
yeah,
Island.
yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, in the Pang, when she's writing Pang in like maybe like 2018 or something. And she's like, this is too crazy. And the word she used is like, this is like an interview from the beginning of last year. She was like, it was too bratty. I was like,
Yeah, no, I saw that when
Brad.
I was reading for this episode. I saw that she kept describing it as like, oh, it was way too bratty. Like, there's this bratty, like, like intro and whatever, and she is friends with Charlie.
And
So-
then Charlie hops on the remix.
Yeah, it's true.
Remix is so good.
Where I was reading that she wrote Welcome to My Island first and then took Desire I Want to Turn Into You as from that song and named her album that, and it's kind of like what guides the album thematically.
Yeah, totally. And what's so cool about that title is there's like 3 kind of like interpretations you could take from it. There's like desire, I want to turn into you. Like I want to turn into desire, which is kind of like hopelessly romantic in a way. And then there's like desire, I want to turn into you, like my lover, which is like this like obsession, infatuation, like I can't get enough of you that I literally want to be you. And then there's like desire, I want to turn in, comma, to you. Like I want you to hug me and to be held, which is like tender and vulnerable, but it's also like a little needy. And I love that like this one phrase can spin in all these directions. Because it's like kind of like the 3 big touch points of the album to me.
It's just this idea of like, and in throughout the album, she is like chasing something. And like when I first heard the title, I was thinking about desire as more of a concept and the idea that she wants to turn into this feeling, like she wants to be that feeling. But then when you listen, like you said, it could totally be directed at a person.
Yeah, I rewatched
So
the
true, Catsby.
So true. I rewatched the Welcome to My Island video last night. Have you seen it recently? The chorus, like the first chorus when she says, like, it's like track 1, chorus 1, she says the album title. And it's literally just her like sprinting. And it's like perfect because that's kind of how you feel the whole album.
Yeah.
Pain kind of makes me feel like I'm like floating in the in space and like it's like out of body, but this album feels so in your body. Like it doesn't feel grounded necessarily. Like there's so much momentum to it. But it's so emotional. Like you kind of don't really know what's happening. The word she uses to describe it is like refusing narrative, which I think is so perfect. But there's so much feeling in her lyrics and in her not lyrics. Like a lot of the time she doesn't really have words to say. She does a lot of like making up words and phrases. And she does a lot of just wailing and screaming.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's how she opens the album. And she said that it was because there's a lot of songs in it that she said it's because she was frustrated with the typical structure that you're kind of expected to write music through. When you were talking about like running, it really is like she's taking you on a journey, and she very deliberately creates a setting for this album. Like you're starting with Welcome to My Island. You're literally on an island, and I feel like there's so many things sonically that point to different landscapes throughout the different songs.
I think we should start with Welcome to My Island and really get into it because it's such a perfect opener. It's so, I think, emblematic of the whole album. Should we play for the people the opening clip?
Yeah.
So you know how she can wail. This is the best part.
It's so good.
Like, what the fuck?
So good. Oh, something else that I love so much about this album is she uses so much, like, so many synthetic sounds. You can hear, like, arpeggiators or, like, things like drum kits. But she's still so in touch with just, like, these themes that we all experience. Like, she's talking so much about just like the most primal aspects of human nature, of like love and desire and sex and things like that. Like,
And grief and loss.
I think her ability to do that with all these synthetic sounds is really incredible, and why I think it's such a captivating album.
I think Welcome to My Island lyrically is one of the most narrative songs. It's like about her father. Her father was like very intellectual, academic, like Ivy League professor of the Chang dynasty, like just crazy. He didn't like Caroline's music. He thought it was too poppy, too commercial. He thought it should be more radical and political. He never came to her shows, you know.
Yeah, no,
and then
he
he
just
died
didn't
of
think that she was living up to her potential.
he literally dies of COVID related symptoms like
Yep.
2020. And so this song, it's so interesting because she wrote it in 2018, but it's so clearly dealing with her dad. And what I think is so interesting about this song is like when you get to like that first chorus and it's like the spoken word with like arpeggiated synths and like it sounds like even though it has this brattiness to it that maybe you wouldn't hear on the radio, it almost feels like one of the most like the closest to like a radio pop song. And so I think it's so interesting how like complicated she spills their relationship out to be.
Like you said, she's so intentional, because it really is just like that verse in the song. Like, that's pretty much all you get outside of the like "Welcome to My Island" type lyrics. But it says so much. Like, even just the way she starts layering in sounds when the tone of the conversation kind of changes. Like, just all of a sudden it becomes so overwhelming and the tone changes so fast. And
In her vocal performance it's so crazy because she opens the album being like, sit the fuck down and let me sing. And then like 10 seconds into the album, it's like, well, come. Like she stops singing. Which is so interesting to me because like these artists who have insane voices, I love seeing how they like choose to use it. Like without the spoken word of it all, like if she were adding melodies to the chorus and stuff, I don't think it would be nearly as effective. Yeah, the lyrics are they're so biting.
yeah. There's like the natural, like the primal kind of scream that's coming out first. And then you're just like taken into this new setting that she creates with her sounds and her music.
Totally. It's like, it's the perfect opener to, because of like the metaphor, like the island metaphor. And my favorite line is when she says, float on the ocean blue. And this is another theme of Caroline. You got no idea what she's saying until you look up the lyrics. Because like when she sings, she's so
Yeah.
concentrated on like vowel sounds. So it's so beautiful. And like the literal sounds of the words are like overemphasized in a really interesting way. Like I had no idea she was saying float on the ocean blue till like a
Yeah, I
few
didn't
days ago.
either.
In the music video, if you go to like 220 on the Welcome to My Island music video, it's Caroline. And she's like doing like karate, like fighting off like sperm. There's literally like 4 or 5
wow.
like sperm just like flying around her, and she's like bah, bah, which is like insane. As she's saying, float on the ocean blue, which makes me think that line, like if the island is like her and her mind, where she's in charge, she creates it. Like the ocean would be everything else. And so when she's saying float on the ocean blue, like she's 38, like she doesn't have a kid, you know, who knows if that was part of her relationship with her father, you know, that like lots of parents are like, oh, like I want a grandkid, or whatever, who knows. But it's so crazy because you listen, and this is another theme of the album. You're like listening and the vibes of the song are very like, like, ooh, my island, la di da. And then you start
Yeah.
listening to what she's saying, and you're like, oh my God. Are you okay? Like, this is crazy. but it really helps add to the theme of like mania and obsession and infatuation throughout the album.
Yeah, I think another couple things I want to point out is that she studies opera.
Have you heard the haters will say it's auto-tune? No. Oh my God. So Caroline was like getting in trouble. People were like, girl, you use too much auto-tune. And so she got on Facebook Live to be like, honey, no. And this is what she said.
Haters will say it's auto-tune.
Like, it's so good. Like, but like, you listen to her songs and you're like, oh wow, like I think she uses auto-tune really nicely on that song. Like, she does not use vocal effects. Like, that's how she sounds.
Carly, we love you.
Come on the pod. We need you. We love you so much.
Obsessed with
Yeah.
your vibe.
Anything else we
I
need to
also
say
love,
about that song?
yeah, well, not the song, but just what we're talking about, technique and talent and just how intellectual she is. I think that's another thing that sneaks up on you in this album in a really amazing way is she is speaking in so many metaphors and like imagery, and her words are so poetic. What she's talking about is still something any of us can relate to. Like, and I think initially I listened to this album and was like, oh, it sounds amazing. Like, I don't even care what she's saying. Like, it sounds so good. And just the more that I listened, the more I was able to be like, I mean, she said it in a way that I've never heard it said before, but like, yeah, like she's super real about it.
I heard an interview with her and she was saying, like, when her dad passed and it was the pandemic and she was like gearing up to write this album, she was thinking a lot about like the role of an artist and like her place in the world and like the political situation and she was like, me sharing my personal story is not what anyone needs right now. Especially, I think, interestingly, because Pang was very like narrative and very, she says like storybook about her. And every song you're like, you can kind of latch on to a personal narrative of hers. And this album is not that at all. And I think in some ways it makes it even more emotional. It's like you're drawing your own map. Like you're making it mean your own things. Like I feel like I'm on my own island listening to her album. The word she uses is like, this album has like headlessness. Like it's kind of just like writhing and going crazy. I love that word.
It's so true.
Do you want to go into Pretty Impossible?
Yeah, well, we're segue.
Transition.
Let's get into it. In an interview a while ago, she said that this is her favorite one on the album because there's no structure to it. Like, she was like, oh, I want to write a song with no structure. And then is this the one where she was like, we're going to switch between two notes?
2 chords.
And I read that she says that it's supposed to be like when you're walking down the street, just like in your own head, and you just like seeing things and it's putting you on different, like you're just thinking of different things.
She says it's like thinking, it's like weather. Like her mind is just crazy. Like
weather?
Like weather. Like it comes, it goes. She's like, that's just life. You like feel things, they go away, you think about something new, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this song is crazy because it's so structureless. And like she actually, like, it's only 2 chords, you know, like she actually has to give it a lot of structure. Because if you just go too crazy, it's just gonna be overwhelming. But I think what she does so well on this album is she's like, okay, structurally this song is gonna be really unlike something you've heard before. So the chords are gonna be really straightforward. And there's no like real like percussive shifts or mood shifts in the song. Like the instrumentation stays largely the same, which allows her to play in other ways and for those ways to be appreciated.
Yeah.
Also love this song because she says "bae" unironically. Like
She does?
yes. Like every time I read the lyrics, I'm like,
Mediga.
that's what she's saying? Like, wait a minute. She's like something something Bay. No, I swear. It's early too. And that is Bay. Thread in the needle. It's like
Oh
the
my
first,
god.
it's like line 7
No
or
way.
8. It's so stream of consciousness. It's so non-narrative. But the melodies, like when she goes, it gets dizzy, dizzy.
Yeah, that's
and then,
my favorite part of the song.
and then she never does that ever again, ever, ever, ever,
Yeah.
ever again. It's like, no, wait, go back. I love that. Like, that's what sucks about this album
Should we play
sometimes.
that
It's
part?
like, she's just so full of genius in every moment that you're like, I want more.
Yep. Yeah.
Do it again. Please.
I also like when she says, I'm on your street, you'll be the last to know. Like that
Yeah.
is still a little bit like bratty slash vulnerable slash insecure slash like it's like all of these other things just like in one line that I love.
If I'm on your street, you'll be the last to know. Get dizzy, dizzy, and I cannot afford that kind of
Oh, and then
We
she
could
has her
just-
speaking part. Oh my god.
How does it feel? Yeah, she loves to just chat to the mic.
to be so rich?
Ratch. Well, should we go on to track 3?
I guess, yeah, we're gonna be here forever.
I know. No, it's
This
okay.
one's so
We're
good.
gonna...
Plus, you'll have so much to say about this one.
Well, this one is just
Bunny is
so. If
mine.
you don't know, this one was the lead single. This one, I think, texturally is probably my favorite. It's so sparse, like there's so much negative space in the song that it just like makes all the accents so dramatic. It makes me feel like I'm like arch. What am I? Back arch. I'm like crawling through the woods, like, ding, like.
It's definitely
like,
the
not-
jungle. Like I wrote down that it takes place in the jungle.
It's like you've never heard a song like it, even though it doesn't feel arresting. You know what I mean? It's just so meticulously provocative. Like it's so like it's like you're every metaphor I think of these for these songs sounds really like violent, but it's not bad. It's like
Oh, yeah.
it's like you're being pricked by needles, but it's like it's almost like acupuncture, you know? It's like intense, but it's like ooh yeah,
But
like
it's for your own good.
yeah, like you
Like,
needed
you're-
that. Like you
You're
needed
gonna
this.
walk away from this feeling better. I've never
Needle
gotten
threading.
acupuncture before. But
I've done it
I'm
once
just
and it was
wrapping up
crazy.
I'm wrapping up your metaphor, so.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. When it's a Chicago sports metaphor, you could do the Grand Slam every time.
Oh, okay, Grand Slam.
Go Dodgers! They did that
Oh
right.
my god.
But what's really interesting about Bunny is a Rider, so it comes out like July 2021, and Pitchfork names it the best song of 2021. And this album won't come out till 2023, which just makes you think like, damn, I would be scared to put out an album if the lead single was named the best song of the year. Like that just puts so much psychological stress. I would imagine. I don't know. Yeah, this song, God, the lyrics, like, I'm so non-physical.
I was gonna
Like-
talk about those too. That's like,
Speak on it.
but then she says, I do feel like a lady. Like,
I do.
it's again the duality of like this concept, but then also this very real, tangible thing.
Tangibility is like a theme on the album, and the idea of things that you have and don't have. Like even I think like it really feeds into ideas of like emotion, you know, like you have emotion, but you cannot touch it or feel it, or it doesn't stay. And I think that's what makes this album so human, is it's like crazy and it's opposites. Like it's like I do not exist, like I am non-physical, satellite can't find her. And I'm a lady. Like I'm class. Like, what's the other thing she says? What's amazing? I do. Heart is
Heart is
unbreaking. Like,
unbreaking, but
she's
don't
like,
drop
I'm
my
a
name.
fucking rock, and I don't exist. Like,
Don't talk about me.
it doesn't make any sense. But it just, when you kind of play with those opposites and like let them contrast, it just makes for such an interesting, like, what is going on pop song that maybe Pitchfork will give number one. Like,
Giddy up, can't find her.
and now that we know about Bunny as a writer, we can contrast it to Smoke, which was the other first, like the opposite point that she was trying to like
Ooh.
write an album to like fill in the gaps. What you got to say about Sunset, the third single?
It's inspired my scarf for today. It was a single also?
It was the third single.
No me digas. Well, speaking of no me digas, Sunset and its flamenco influence. We love that.
We do. Those were my palmas.
Yeah. No, that was fun because also I was listening to this when we were in España.
I think my favorite line from Sunset is, so many stories we were told about a safety net, but when I look for it, it's just a hand that's holding mine. Oh my God, that line is crazy. But then you listen to it and it's like,
Yeah.
like it still has this like this like joy to it somehow.
Well, she says no regrets because you're my sunset.
Right? And I think what's beautiful about this one is, like, I think death and loss and mourning and grief and mortality are big themes on the album. And she loves to be like, oh, like, I'm so sad. No regrets, like, another sunset tomorrow, you know? I listened to this song so many times, not even, like, really listening to those lyrics. And then now I'm, like, reading them and I'm like, oh, wow. I just want to give you a hug, Caroline. Should have come to Spain when I was there.
I also think that the sunset lyric is also alluding to the whole like natural versus like human nature. Like we're told that all these other things matter and we're told that we need all these other things to like keep us safe and like be happy, but she's talking about human connection and like that at like our core, that's what we really are seeking.
Sunset, it's literally like ride with me into the sunset. Don't look back. Let's ride away. Let's ride away. And I think one interesting theme that we're also going to see on Crew Drawing of an Angel is she calls it cheating forgetfulness. Like wanting to like cheat death, like be immortal. We see it on a bunch of songs. Should we go into Crew Drawing of an Angel? Because this was probably my least favorite on first listen. And This Day Today is like becoming one of my favorites.
Yeah,
The scorny.
we can talk about it. I was about to talk about the scorniness. I'm gonna play the intro so that our listeners can hear about the scorniness. Scorny is scary plus horny.
Draw the blinds, draw the bed. It's a matter of time till you wake up and watch me.
It's so. I feel scared. And I feel. I'm just kidding.
She's like talking about drawing him while he's asleep. She's like, skip the whites of your eyes till you wake up and watch me.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, it's so like obsessed, infatuated. Have you seen the painting that inspired this title? Like,
I
there's
haven't
a
seen the painting.
just Google.
I know
like,
that
Google
there's a
Crew Drawing
great-
of an Angel and go to the images, and you'll think like, oh, is that a cave painting? That's the one. Like, it was in the Pitchfork article, so I like clicked the link, and I was like, really?
Well, is it the one that's on the ceiling of the train and on the album cover? Did you know that there's a crude drawing of an angel on the?
Oh my god. No, I didn't even look that close. It does look similar. Do you know that that guy and the child is Danielle Harl and his child? like the executive
Oh my
producer.
gosh, no way.
I don't remember if he had his child right before or right after they wrote Bunny as a Rider, but the like baby like like that's inspired by him about to be a father. It might not actually be his child. Yeah, Crew Drawing an Angel's so good. I love how she plays with words. This word being draw and all the things you can
Yes.
draw. It's like draw. Wait, let me see all the things she draws.
Draw the bath, draw the blinds.
Blinds. Draw your brow, as in like drawing. Draw your blood. Draw
Yeah.
your breath. Like it gets like crazier and crazier, and like spirals. Oh yeah, this one is like underground in a cave. Like, oh yeah, this one's
In a
really.
cave hotel. That's where I picture it.
This one's like really.
Because it sounds like water dropping at the beginning.
Ooh, the stalactites. I love that.
Which ones are the ones that go on top?
Stalactites hold tight to the ceiling, and you might trip over a stalagmite.
Oh, that's so
Now
good.
you'll never forget.
I'm never gonna
Yeah.
forget.
You're welcome. This is a very wide-ranging podcast. Geology, musicology. Also, another theme I love in this album
Espanol.
is her playing with like violence and gentility. She's like, I'll not be shy. No, I'll not be gentle with you.
Yeah. Also, the glottal stroke that she does during the.
Can you
I'm
give
not
us
gonna try to do it.
a recreation?
This part.
Shy, no, I'll not be gentle.
That part.
She's
That
so,
part is so.
I had never even heard that.
It's so sexual to me, honestly. That's what I think every
song
time
is
I hear that song.
The sexiest for sure.
And it's like it's just like the teeniest little like choice that she makes while singing it, but it says so much.
Right. God, this song is crazy.
Oh, I was gonna open this podcast by being like, camera 1, camera 2.
I love that. No, I was thinking about
Red
that. There's the
light.
camera 1, camera 2. There's like the holding up the mirror to you in Butterfly Net. Like there's a lot of like talk about perception and image. And the other theme that started explicitly, I would say, in this song is the cheating forgetfulness. Like the so that after you're gone, I'll have something to hold on to. Or no, yeah.
Yeah,
Because then in Butterfly Net, which we'll get to later, she says, so that after you're gone, I can hold on to something. Which is like basically the exact same thing.
I think this is probably one of, maybe not my most listened to, but one of my favorite songs on the album in terms of how it's crafted.
Yeah. Just
And
the
the
writing.
imagery, because so much of this album is taking place like on her island, and like you kind of get these images of being like alone by yourself walking through this island. It is kind of like a risk to now take this, like take the setting, change it completely, and now there's another person there, and it's just part of the journey. Like she does that so well in terms of fitting
Right.
this setting into the bigger world she's creating for this album.
Yes. Throughout the album. Okay, track 6.
All right.
I have to say this is my favorite song.
Aw, you're so cute for that.
I know. There's like, if you were like, you have 20 minutes to write an essay about one of her songs, like I could bang it out so fast. Like this song, like, oh, there's so much I could say. So if you don't know, it's about, there's like
Did we
two
say the
kind of
name
like
of it already?
inspiration. What?
I believe is track 6.
So there's like two stories Caroline tells about writing this song, and one is about the death of Sophie. So if you've never heard of Sophie, she was an incredible visionary producer. She was associated with like PC music and hyperpop, queer, trans icon, like literally like wrote her own song, like sounds, like just incredible. And she died in 2021. She was on the top of a building and she was like trying to get a better look at the moon and she fell off and died. And because she was personal friends with a lot of people in the music industry, and just the circumstances of her death inspired a lot of music. Like this song, So I, off Charlie's Brat, is also about Sophie. I'll go back to Sophie. The other inspiration is her and her friends on a road trip in Italy on acid, and her friend plays Celine Dion's Un Amour. My mom is upstairs cringing at my horrible French. But she was like moved to tears by this Celine Dion song. And she was like, I want to make a song with these like diva vocals and this like heart. And so she decides to make it about Sophie, which is so funny that she would decide to make this vibe of a song as a like ode to someone who died. It's so like, it's so like a song you would hear like a bunch of gay people singing. You know what I mean? It's like, it has that like ballad, like, rah, 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 like, so there's this kind of like brashness almost to the song, which you wouldn't think would make it like an ode to someone who died. And I think I love this song because on paper, it makes no sense. Like church organs, break beats, and orchestra hits to write like a tribute song to someone who died, but specifically Sophie. Like basically you're using like the most basic trite cliche sounds for a producer who like literally made their own sounds. Like it's almost like it sounds like it would be like rude or something. But what's so cool about this song is like even though it uses these super like insincere sounds, it's so earnest. And there's just so much heart and feeling and like pain, even though the lyrics are like blindly optimistic. Like everything is just like clashing against each other in a way that like really kind of paints a good picture of what grief is like, you know, like you want to just move on and be happy, and a lot of the time you like the person who's dead probably would want you to just like be happy, but you can't like just like get over it, and you can't really stop missing someone. And she was just such a prolific, incredibly inspiring, like Charlie writes about like how she would really push her in ways that almost like turned her off from Sophie because she was just so driven and directed. But the last thing I have to say is it starts with look over the edge but not too far, which is like a direct reference to like Sophie, the circumstances of Sophie's death. And then the very end is like, but not too far.
Well, I feel like she's alternating between like trying to come to terms with Sophie's death and like we'll see, like we'll get another day together someday, like which in some ways is very like hopeful and like almost like acceptance. Because she's talking about like in another like not in this life, you know. But then she's still, in some ways, you could also look at the same lyrics as denial. Right. And, like, that's kind of what the beginning and end kind of feel like.
What's really interesting to me is the, like, swing low reference, like, swing low, sweet chariot. Like, I hadn't really picked that out till yesterday when I was really going through this song. And I've heard this song, like, a lot of times. And violent love, like, I didn't realize she was saying violent love. And I feel like that's another perfect, like, feeds into the title, feeds into the themes, like, just like the intensity.
Yeah, and also two words that kind of contradict each other, but
right.
They're going together in this kind of situation.
It's obsessed. It's like a little too obsessed. It's vulnerable. It's needy. It's all the things.
And then like feel my embrace. Right after that. Like all of those things too.
Yeah, just like nuanced, all over the place take. So shout out, I believe. Next track 7, Fly to You, featuring Grimes and Dido. These are the only features on the whole album. right in the middle. And I think it's perfect because it kind of like Grimes and Dido actually aren't that different. Like they actually sound really nice on the song together. Dido, in my mind, Dido kind of is more this like nostalgic 90s. And Grimes is this like very futuristic. In this album actually sits right there. Like it's very rooted in like 80s, 90s, like Caroline's growing up. And it's very like looking forward. And so present in like pop sounds.
I really like it, and I like it in where it's placed in the album as well. When we're talking about setting, "Fly to You" is kind of like, okay, now we're going through space. You know, like that's how it sounds to me, at least.
Right. And I think what's cool about Fly to You is like, I kind of see it as like the exact midpoint between Bunny is a Rider and Smoke. Like it has like all the like effervescence and like momentum and like upwardness. But it's so, you look at the lyrics and it's so nostalgic, like regretful, like I love the line, violence makes me gentle at last. Like,
Well, something I read about this song was that she's talking about a little bit when you're mad at someone and then you see them and then everything's better. It starts out like how I remember, how I forget, wanted to hate you but love you instead.
nostalgia.
Violence made me gentle at last. It does feel like that very like raw, like this person who knows me so well in so many ways like has hurt me and now but like now I forget it like as soon as we're together again type of thing, like
Right. I
now
think
I
I think what's
can't even remember what I was mad about, and
because I want to turn into you.
yeah, exactly.
Remember what's gone before, now loaded with regret. Huh? Oh my god. These lyrics go crazy. And it's so interesting in the Pitchfork review, they say like, oh, like Grimes shouldn't be on there. They're like,
I know.
no.
They did say like, oh, it seems like any kind of moment that Caroline Polachek isn't singing is like wasted or whatever. Like give her all of the time. But I do like this one and I like the features a lot.
Yeah, like I agree, Pitchfork. Like I just want to hear her sing for the rest of my life, or talk, whatever she wants to do.
Right.
But I think putting Grimes and Dido was actually a really good decision, because it's right in the middle. And then when I couldn't sleep last night because I was so excited about this, I realized. Have you realized this? Grimes's melody in the very beginning is the exact same melody as the bagpipes in the next song, Blood and Butter.
Oh my god, yeah, it totally is. Segue. Can we talk about my favorite song now?
Like it's exactly the
You
same.
sound just like the bagpipes.
Didn't I kind of kill that?
You
Like,
kind of. You sound more
okay,
like
Kat,
the
take the floor.
bagpipes. This is my favorite song. Track 8, Blood and Butter. I am just so overwhelmed. I have so many thoughts at once. So I really like this song. I think it's where she really dives into the deepest obsession. She really is talking about like diving into this person's faith. She wants to get closer than their new tattoo. Like literally be underneath their skin. It's like when the wanting to be like consumed by this other person or by desire or whatever is really at its peak in this album. I also love just Blood and Butter as images, as symbols. What she's saying is like paint the picture of us, essentially, is how I interpret it in Blood and Butter. Blood is kind of, it's again that like primal feeling that I was talking about earlier. It's what keeps us alive. Like it's kind of violent, but it's also like associated with themes of life and stuff like that. And butter is seen as like, I think very like indulgent and rich, and like it's used in so much and it's necessary for so much, but then also it's really seen as something like that's gonna make things better. Like when you're cooking or baking or whatever, like it's gonna make it taste better, whatever. Having those two, like, idea of like something carnal and like life-giving, and then like something kind of like, I'm trying to think of a different word to use than indulgent, but just like indulgent
Hedonistic.
and like hedonistic, like that is what she sees it is to be like in a relationship with another person. I think that those two things together, and it's also kind of a play on like bread and butter, and but then it's like,
Blood and
no,
water.
like I want blood, like I want, you know. So I think that that is something I think about a lot with this song, is just the genius of using those two things as what she builds the song around. I think also it talks about just like the two sides to everything that she's talking about in this album. Like all the feelings and all the conflicts and all the people she's talking about. Like it can be sad, it can be scary, it can be unhealthy, like it can be, but at the same time it's like really exciting and really just a human experience. And I think that something she's chasing in all of these songs is just like, how do I reconcile those two things together? And how do I accept every experience, every relationship, just take everything as it comes? And like, what does that say about me if I'm able to do that or not able to do that? And so I think Paint the Picture and Blood and Butter is kind of like how she is now making sense of these things, is like, well, they're both needed. Like they're both, you know.
Acknowledging complexity.
Yeah. And then she's also talking about, like, she says what she wants is to walk beside this person that she's singing about, needing nothing but the sun that's in their eyes. And so it's like, if it was up to her, like, she literally would just need this other person and sunlight. Like, she's not thinking about anything else. And so, like, again, that's that, like, obsession and, like, being totally consumed by something. But I just like that she uses the, like, natural imagery again of just looking at the sun and, like, that's all that she needs to survive, kind of thing. And I think that's really beautiful, and it again pays tribute to base desires that we all have.
Yeah, blood and
It's so good.
Amazing.
And then bagpipe solo, come on. We need more of those. We need more of those in life.
pipes.
Like, should I
Right.
play it? Because I also love that she was like, I guess because I have this, like, Scottish heritage, like, I should just put
No,
a
'cause it's
bagpipe solo
perfect.
in. Yeah, I know.
I think my favorite line is lying at the foot of the linden in a neighboring and bending June. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
It's so good. Well, I mean,
It's
I
so
just... And then you got the tree, like a linden tree. And that reminds me, she also talks about the upward spiral that's heard in this song. And she said that that's like the closest kind of sound and feeling to falling in love with someone.
The
Yeah, that part.
that one.
Part. Yeah. And we have the upward spiral. So those are the other things that set the song apart for me.
oh lordy. Love,
The other
love,
thing I
love.
said about this was that it sneaks up on you. The lyrics are actually such a beautiful way to talk about someone that you love. Even if it is like obsessive and like all consuming. It's a love song.
It's the most like, I think hedonistic is like the best word for this song. Like, it's so like blood and butter, as like they can be pain and pleasure, they can be like life and indulgence, just like you were saying. All the associations are so good. And like, okay, I have a question for you. What do you make of the lyrics, when the world is a bed, give me green and ribbon red? Because I think about that all the time, and I don't know.
I don't know what the green and ribbon red part is. I think
Christmas.
Well, yeah. I think I think green just makes me think of nature, and so I put it along those lines. I think when the world is our bed, it's not inherently sexual, but like intimate, talking about just wanting to be with her lover and no one else and nothing else, and the world is their bed. And
Well, that's good.
so that's how I kind of think about it.
Right? Wikipediated another incredible turn of phrase. Also, the there's two other songs at least, like "Fly to You," "Blood and Butter," and "Butterfly Net." All have these moments where it's like it's not her voice, it's like an instrument that kind of like invokes her voice, carrying the melody for like a good moment. And like going back to what we were saying earlier about like her choosing when she's gonna sing and use her voice. Yeah, like just like you said, like they create the perfect like clash and connection between everything already going on. Like, and I think it makes this album so cinematic. Like it just makes you feel more some things more than like you can even latch onto in the words. Okay. Hope Drunk Ever Asking, title crazy. I love this one because it's like the most almost feels like the most like mournful and like depressing. The ending lyrics, they'll find our bones and yet they won't. Haunting. I love like it's like so about like legacy and mortality and coming after I Believe, which is like the complete opposite of the melancholia of this song. But Hope Drunk is just so like the words actually aren't super depressing. Like Hope Drunk Ever Asking, it sounds like she's like blindly optimistic almost and curious. But I don't know how well it
It's
works
also
out for her.
needy too. Yeah, it's also needy, like you talked about earlier. Like ever
Pull close to me
asking.
and never be alone.
Yeah, like hope drunk. Like it gives me the impression that she's always gonna be chasing this person's kind of desire. Like she wants the extreme obsession and desire that she's exhibited. Like she wants that back from someone.
Okay, next. Butterfly Net. This is also one of my favorites. I think it has like every single theme of the album so perfectly intertwined. Like it has the after you're gone, I can hold on to something, like direct callback to Crude Angel. Also, I love like she uses like fire as a symbol a lot throughout the album. So we get like fire in the sky, fiery red, and sunset. And then the flip side of that is we get smoke, we get ashes. And in this song, she says, I collected stupid ashes before she says, so that after you're gone, I can hold on to something, which is like so biting and like, it's like you're dead and I collected your stupid ashes. Like, oh my God. This one's so good.
It
And also the like intangibility, right?
I like it. I also just like the butterfly net imagery. Like I feel like butterfly nets are kind of associated with like well, I'm thinking about when people used to like they'll make jokes about like catching people with a butterfly net, like crazy people or whatever. A butterfly net is so like dreamy and like but also like what are you really going to catch with that? Like a net only goes so far out, you know? And so
And the line is,
again,
there I
she's
was with
literally
my,
chasing something.
and she says, there I was with my butterfly net trying to catch your light. Like it was a butterfly net and she was trying to catch light. Like
Like, girl, what are you
nothing
doing?
was going to happen. You're just lying
We've
to
all been
yourself.
there, girl.
Right. Anyways, yeah, love butterfly net. A smoke. What
Can
you
I
got
just
to
say that so many people rank Smoke and Billions at the bottom of the album. And I think Smoke is probably easily one of my favorite. I think Billions I like even more. Smoke gives me so much the same way that Billions does. So, but we'll talk about Smoke first. I love
It's
it. I
just
love
smoke.
the da 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 da.
The maximalism, like it feels like you're like at the base of the again, violent metaphor, but it's nice. You're like at the base of the volcano, just like in a tornado of smoke, but it's like lovely. You're like,
Yeah, it's
like,
just smoke.
it's just
Like,
smoke, and like it's primal and it's like so powerful. And it really feels like you're getting to like the end of the album because it has so much drama.
Like you've been walking across this whole island this whole time, and you've gone to all these different places, and like just you're nearing the end, and you're seeing this like giant volcano. And
It's just smoke, baby.
yeah, it's just smoke.
Like get into it.
And then
It's
she
just
says,
smoke.
"The fallout doesn't phase me. Take a bullet for my baby." This in her Pretty Impossible tune. And then she says, like, "Don't believe it when you praise me, do I?" And so
lyrics?
she's talking about the same stuff she's been talking about all album. It just like sounds so different.
And it feels
Once
like
again.
it feels like she's processed a lot to get to this point.
Yeah.
It feels like emotionally she's like finally getting a little bit of clarity and
Yes. And like that she says, "Throw it all out and replace it with a brand new kind of crazy." Yeah. Like, yeah, that is what it's like. Like when you know?
yeah. Smoke is crazy, and yeah, that's sonic endpoint for the album basically. But the real endpoint would be Billions, which was the second
Billions.
which is the second single. This came out like 22 like I don't know, kind of early I feel. Maybe in the summer. And I remember not being crazy about this song when it came out. It's an amazing song. It's just perfect in the context as the last song of this album. It's so crazy. Headless Angel, body upgraded, but it's dead on arrival. And she's singing that like, like it's so creepy and like soulless and like, oh my God, that part gets me every single time.
And she's also got all the contradictory stuff, like like she says, "Psycho, priceless, good in a crisis."
Put that on a t-shirt.
What is it? Lies like a
Lies like a
sailor,
sailor.
but he loves like a painter. Like, so good. Like, sexting sonnets.
This one's also sexy, but it's like, it's not like Crude Angel where it's like, I don't know, it's not like in the bed. It's like in public sexy.
Yeah.
Like
I like
kinda-
that it's like, okay, sonnets like bring back the idea of like poetry and like this really romantic, but then you're sexting it, like you're just on your phone doing it. Like again, it's where like human history and nature and like technology and the kind of sounds that she's using meet in my head.
Yeah, I love the production on this, like the very beginning. Those like
Yeah.
it's so
That actually sounds so much like
No, I'm telling you,
Should I
I
play it for our
practiced.
listeners?
Yeah, play it.
You do yours first.
Okay, which is the real one?
Like that sounded
Like
so
I
much like...
hate that. It's giving like Vespertine, like Bjork, like early 2000s. Like I made this on my MacBook. It's giving like Imogen Heap. Production feels so impressive and modern, and it feels so referential. And then you like this, just the lines, like the psycho, priceless, good in a crisis. Like I need that like tattooed onto me. And then like the children's chorus in the like. Again, like if you look at the choices she made on paper, you'd be like, "This is gonna suck," and yet somehow it's like the best song you've ever heard in your entire life.
Oh
Like,
my god. Yeah, this is a song that I can get away with playing. If I'm on aux somewhere, I'll play it secretly, and like no one will say anything. Like they like it.
I
They better.
never felt so close.
Okay, now I'm gonna play the children's choir. Again, it's up to our listener to guess who is who. Okay,
I
so
also
yeah.
love that line. I never felt so close to you. Like it could be we're closer than we've ever been. It could also be I never felt close to you. Like I feel distance.
Or it could be like I've never felt so close to like what I want out of this, Like
Ambiguity, baby.
yeah, in the same way that the core or the title of the album is like that.
He's a pearl on
And
the
she talked about, oh my
oyster.
gosh, yeah, no, so good. And I think also she talked about in an interview like how the album starts with total selfishness with Welcome to My Island, and then it ends with total selflessness in Billions, where you have the children's choir, and it's about being connected to everybody around you. So again, I think that's why she's talking so much about human desire, is like connection, baby. That's what we all want. And like, it's through this whole journey, she's like now transformed and like feels kind of like this is what it's all about. And then she also said that it's supposed to sound like when you're driving and she's so crazy with these descriptions, but they're all perfect. They're
They
all
are.
so good. She's like when you're driving to the beach and like you turn in the road and you see the ocean for the first time and it's all like expanding in front of you. And again, it's like, okay, we're at the other side of the island now. Like, and we get it. We also were on this journey, and now
Yes.
it's like, wow. Yeah, like this is what it's all about.
And like our narrator has grown, changed, learned, lost, loved. Yeah, perfect and perfect.
Love it.
Slayed down boots. What else can I say? Okay, I'll give you my one question, which is so there's 12 songs on the album. There are 12 zodiac signs. For your zodiac sign, not for you, for your sign, which song best encapsulates Virgo?
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Yeah, I'm a Virgo. For those of you who, oh my gosh, I need to think about that.
For Cancer, it would be Butterfly Nat because it's so
Aww.
emotional and like it's kind of dumb. It's like I know this isn't gonna work, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna be upset, and you're gonna listen to me about it, and then it'll probably be fine. But like, I'm like setting myself up for failure right
No,
now,
it's so.
and like I know that. But like, there I was with my Butterfly Net girl. Like I was there.
Yeah. I think one of the bossier ones, like I'm thinking like Welcome to My Island, or like, well, no, I think that one would be more like a fire sign. But I think Crude Drawing of an Angel, maybe. Just
It's
because
so
it's so
Earth.
like, yeah. It's so like literal and like to the point and a little bit bossy, but like I want this tangible thing after this is over because I know this isn't gonna last type of thing. That really speaks to me as a Virgo, of like holding on to these little things but being very practical about like this is what it is. Like I'm not gonna make any more of this. So I feel like I'm inclined to say that one a little bit.
I was thinking Blood and Butter for you because it's so physical.
I
too.
wanted to say that, but I was like, maybe that's too obvious because that's my favorite.
But I think it
But I
really
do-
fits.
Yeah. I think Blood and Butter is another good one. There is that like obsession side to Virgos, and
And the
It's
rationality.
also very earthy.
Right?
It's also, yeah.
It's like the crazy, but it's like grounded crazy. It's not like fly to you crazy.
Yeah, no, that's so true. It's like I know exactly what is going through my mind right now, and I know that it's probably not good for me, but like, I love this. Like, I
Right?
am living for this.
But paint that picture.
But paint
Come
that
on.
picture in blood and butter, girl.
When the
And
world is a bed, Christmas. It's yep. To continue the theme from our last episode, Merry Christmas
so true.
again.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well-
maybe blood and butter's. I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my bed last night too.
You're so butterfly nut.
We did it. We love you, Carly.
Yes.
Come on the pod. Phenomenal album. Canon.
Oh
my God.
How did I do that?
I can never get it because my heart started.
My laptop loves that. All right.
Anyways, okay.
Well,
have a good day. at the
Tune in next
Doctora.
time. Thanks for listening
Yeah,
to
we love
number
you.
2.
We love you, listeners and watchers.
Besitos.
Bye.
Bye.